Do I look 50 to you?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, I mean, you know, only from the neck up.
That is Don Cheadle playing his memorable role as the explosives expert Basher Tarr in the 2004 hit Ocean's 12, the second of his 3 blockbuster Oceans movies. 2004 is a perfect place to start in appreciating the work of Don Cheadle. In the space of just a few months that year, he returned to that all-star Oceans ensemble. He earned an Oscar nomination for his stunning performance in Hotel Rwanda, and he produced and starred in Crash, the movie that won Best Picture that year. Over the course of 4 decades, Cheadle has become a favorite actor of both fans and co-stars, winning 2 Golden Globes, a Tony, and even a pair of Grammy Awards along the way. Don and I got together in New York this week for a Sunday Sitdown. Don Cheadle is an actor who defies definition.
I came into this business wanting to do a lot of different things, wanting to play a lot of different characters.
Those characters range from a fast-talking consultant on House of Lies
$3 million piece of business all before lunch,
to a superhero named War Machine in the Marvel Universe.
I think you should lead with that next time.
And even a member of the Rat Pack.
My name is Sammy Davis Jr.
In his latest role, Cheadle is real-life detective J.D. Hudson in the new Peacock series Fight Night, the Million Dollar Heist. Based on actual events, the show centers on the night of a Muhammad Ali fight in Atlanta and the fallout after a robbery goes bad.
You damn sure dumb enough to be mixed up in it.
It's set in 1970. Ali was unable to get a fight for years after he, refused to go into the draft. So he famously returned to the ring. It was a huge deal. And as fights go, I don't know if you're a big fight fan, if you go to them, every gangster from every place in the world really descend to these fights. And there was a party after the fight for these gangsters. And some other guys had the bright idea to rob the party. And that's where we began.
And maybe not every character is exactly real, but they certainly, most of them were there, including yours, the detective.
I just loved the complexity of who he was and what he had to deal with. So he's put in the spot of, trying to move this institutionalized racism that he's dealing with and trying to move the department in a way that's more just. And in this community, he's seen sort of as a pariah and an outsider. And it's great because he exists. He's a real person.
Detective Hudson. That's my name, son.
And then, of course, there's the cast. I mean, you've got Kevin Hart, Taraji P. Henson, Sam Jackson, obviously. Kevin is a good buddy of yours, of course.
Yeah, he really brought it. And this is a role where he could still be funny, and there's levity in it for sure. And there's times when he's doing his Kevin thing, but there's other times when he really had to dig deep and find another gear. So it was exciting to see him stretch himself.
I don't think that's none of your business, isn't it, Pig?
I think it is my business.
Yeah, I don't think it is.
And for me, it was great because I've worked with all of them.
Yeah.
I know everybody's going to take it seriously. I know that we're all pulling in the same direction. And except for Kevin Hart, it was great.
So that was all a setup for a shot at Kevin Hart.
Yeah, and thank you. Nice softball.
The 59-year-old Cheadle was born in Kansas City. His family moved to Nebraska before settling in Denver, where he graduated from high school. At what point in your life, Don, did you start to discover the power of performing?
For the acting, it was pretty early, actually. I did a play in 5th grade, Charlotte's Web. You may have heard of it.
Templeton the Rat, if I remember correctly.
Famously. So you have heard of it. Yeah. I just had an amazing experience, and I realized very early, I'm taking this very seriously.
After studying theater at California Institute of the Arts, Cheadle began his career on the stages of New York.
I had a great time. It was my first introduction to New York. I remember walking behind a dude. He had a boombox. He was playing Slick Rick, and I was on my way to rehearsal. I was like, this is the greatest city in the world.
Work in film and TV followed, including a stint on the Golden Girls spin-off, The Golden Palace.
We are the new owners.
Of what?
This place.
And welcome.
But it was the role of Mouse Alexander, opposite Denzel Washington, in the 1995 film Devil in a Blue Dress, that caught Hollywood's attention.
You got blood on my coat, Easy? It's a damn expensive coat.
Cheadle's career took another big leap when he starred alongside George Clooney, Brad Pitt, and Matt Damon in the 2001 blockbuster Ocean's 11.
Hang on to your knickers.
On the fame front, did that change things for you?
That definitely did change things. Huge franchise and biggest actors in the world, you know. I mean, it was seeing that level of fame was in some ways a cautionary tale. I wanted to draft it. You know, I didn't mind like being on the side and seeing it happen, but I didn't think I wanted to be dead center in the middle of that. When we did the second one, we were in Italy. Matt and I traveled around with our families a lot, and we went and did like touristy stuff, and we'd kind of put hats on and disguises and try to run around. But if anybody would come up to us, we'd be like, "There's Brad. Brad's right over there." And they'd all go that way, and we would just run into the shadows.
Just use them as bait.
Yeah.
Get
sorry.
out.
Oh, George, look, there's George.
Cheadle earned widespread acclaim and a Best Actor Oscar nomination for his performance in Hotel Rwanda, the gripping true story of the genocide there.
How can they not intervene when they witness such atrocities?
How gratifying was it to have that movie be so well received?
It was unexpected. It's important to do, and I really want to be a part of telling this story. Then I was kind of pulled into this, you know, stream of activism that had already been happening before I was anything to be a part of it. And then I saw really the power of celebrity.
Yeah.
And I saw the power of taking the attention and refocusing it and, you know, talking about people who deserve the spotlight, and people have been working on this for a long time and trying to get traction.
Married with 2 adult children, Cheadle has earned a reputation as one of Hollywood's best actors, with a long resume he is reminded of every time he walks down the street.
I've been doing it for a long time, and I'm always happy when something that I've done gives people a good feeling, you know.
What do they yell the most?
War Machine is big.
Yeah.
If I'm in the hood, they're gonna say Mouse, you know. I interestingly used to get like Golden Girls.
No way. From the spinoff.
Yeah. It was wild.
I'm only laughing because I'm thinking of all the incredible films you've done, and they're yelling Golden Girls at you.
I'm like, I'll take it, whatever.
Thank you for being a friend.
He is just a great guy. The first 3 episodes of Fight Night, the Million Dollar Heist, are streaming now on Peacock, with the next 5 rolling out weekly beginning this Thursday. Our thanks to Indochine Restaurant in New York for hosting our conversation. Don't forget to subscribe to the Sunday Sitdown podcast. Hear the full extended interview with Don Cheadle. There is much more in there as always. You can find our conversation on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get yours.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day. To watch, head to today.com/allday or click the link right here.